We back for book chat 4. We've done 4 of these, Mom.
No, we've done 3. This is the 4th.
Yeah, right. I'm very good with arithmetic, apparently. And today we are reviewing Pillars of Reality, the whole series. Ritu Lalit does not like this. Ishan Lalit really likes this. I'm Ishan Lalit.
I'm Ritu Lalit.
Yeah. And what are your reservations about reviewing the whole series?
Because when I read a series, I forget where one book ends and the other one starts. To me, the story is complete as a whole. Which makes me a bit confused at what happened in the first book, what happened in the second book, and all that. The breakup is kind of tough for me.
Well, then you're lucky. Because I have pointers. I didn't think I was going to review the series, but I do take bookmarks on my Audible, and I have pointers. And I'll tell you what, I'll go on with the whole book by book, and you can chime in whenever you're ready. All right? So let's start with the first book of the series, Dragons of Dorcastle. Now, here is where our two lead characters meet. Bang in the middle of nowhere at the start of the series, they basically stumble upon each other. Mage Elaine and Master Mechanic Murray.
At that time, she's not a master mechanic.
No, she's a master mechanic.
From the beginning?
Yes, she's the youngest master mechanic, and senior mechanics hate her. The way this series starts, or the way this book starts, I have a major problem with this, because they're in the middle of nowhere, we're in the middle of nowhere, because we just started a whole new book, and they stumble upon each other, and we're stumbling upon them, and the first 2 chapters are kind of weak, in my opinion.
No, in hindsight, that is the only way they could have met.
You are giving... you're being too lenient. I believe you're being too lenient over here.
Okay, let me tell you, let me ask you a question. You have a society with very rigid caste lines.
Yes.
Okay?
In the series, yes.
Yeah, so in this, the 2 guilds are the things that are controlling this world. All right?
Hold on. Let me go. Okay, fine. Let me give you another point which I took. Both the guilds think that each other are frauds, right?
They hate each other.
Well, yes, and they think their propaganda is that the other guild is a fraud.
Yes.
Okay, so most of the people believe that, right? So you can make out, you can start out the series some other way, or this book some other way.
I thought that was a brilliant piece. I mean, that was the only way these 2 young people would have looked at each other as persons. Mages think that everyone else is a shadow.
Yes.
Anyone who's a non-mage is a shadow. And you have mechanics who think mages are major frauds. So how would they relate to each other as people?
Okay, right in the middle of nowhere with nobody else to save them but each other.
Yeah, that was the only way to break down the defenses. I thought that was a stroke of genius.
Right. But one of the characters is an emotionless freak, as we start out the book. Okay, Major Lane. They're told to be emotionless, think of each other as shadows. When this whole thing happens, when they start this thing, it doesn't work out because of that. Until you have a pretense, I don't see it. But that's my only That's my only criticism of this book. The rest of the book is amazing.
Yes, it is.
Although I believe the line which connects them, where
That was a little too much.
it is too convenient. It was just too convenient.
It was a little too much.
All right.
Okay, I'll grant you, if they had given a prologue,
Yeah, maybe
some
something to build.
introduction to the world,
Yeah, and then they both meet, or it works.
but nobody reads prologues.
I do. I do.
I do also.
I always do. And if it's a prologue, basically, you can stop. It is a different story. It helps. But then he would be revealing a lot,
Yes.
which was a problem. I'm conflicted about this. The daughter angle at the end of the book. Okay, when she misunderstands Elaine. That she okay, for the listeners over here, we just going through the pointers. Okay, so the whole book is pretty action packed. It's a steampunk novel, steampunk fantasy novel.
Yes.
Okay, till now. Okay, so this the she I don't want to give it out, but this is the whole thing. There is a storm coming. There is a metaphoric storm coming. Okay, and she's the only. She's the prophesized one to save them all.
The daughter of Jules.
Yes. Okay, so in the first book, at the end of the first book, there is a misunderstanding where he thinks he's told her. Right? And she thinks he's explaining something else. Right?
Yes.
And they decide to separate. I felt that was clunky. First of all, why do each and every fantasy books the two lovers have to separate and meet each other? This romance angles, it's so cliched. And then this particular misunderstanding, it was like something out of Friends. I do not understand why he did that. I was bummed. I was literally bummed. I didn't know what to do. Oh, and this comes out after one of the best highlights of the whole series. She kills a dragon with a boiler. Yeah, she kills a dragon with a boiler. Who kills a dragon with a boiler?
A mechanic, possibly.
And then he comes up with this separating thing where they have to separate. I found that writing bit kind of clunky.
When they start off the book, they're both teenagers. Okay? A meaningful relationship between two teenagers. And then there are these things is that he doesn't understand anything about mechanics. He
Or
thinks
human society.
or human society. He doesn't understand humanity. So I thought this guy needed a break to sort his feelings out. But yeah, I agree that it was a very cliched way of doing it.
Right. One thing to know, Jack Campbell, former naval officer, his real name is John J. Henry, okay? And he writes as Jack Campbell. His battle, because since he is a former naval officer, he's seen actual fighting. His battles are amazing. They're one of the best things about this book.
About any Jack Campbell book.
I'll disagree with you, and I'll come back to that later. In this series only, I'll disagree with that. Okay, Dragons of Dorcastle. How would you rate it?
3.
3. Wow. Today, a nasty side of you is coming out, isn't it?
No, but for me, it's always been characters. It's always been characters. For me, characters lead the story. The story should not lead the characters. And I find Campbell's characters not realistic.
Ooh. Um, I okay. Since this book is mechanics versus mages, okay, the basic no commons. Yes, I agree with you over there, but I still like it. I still like it, and I'll give it 4 stars. I would, man. Going to the next book, uh, The Hidden Masters of Marandur. All right. This book starts with them separated, right? Where they left it at a cliffhanger. He left it at a cliffhanger, so it's uh, our lead protagonist, Marie, is with mechanics, and she's being ordered to go to an anarchic land of Tay. Okay, and Elaine is running around with a general. And that's where this book starts with.
Yes.
Right. So again, I thought this this book this book starts a little weak again because they are separated. He dug himself in over there. It starts a little weak, but again, it's very quickly picks up. And this time, Murray saves his life with a rocket launcher, again killing another dragon.
Yeah. Yeah. But then again, the general is so army, and you have Marie being just the mechanic she is, and she's not going to leave anybody behind, and all that kind of thing. And the best I thought in this book, Jack Campbell actually improved in the sense that he has this thing mage who doesn't know how to react to humanity, in love with a woman, and he is so bad at communicating with women, and that led to a lot of humor, which was an improvement on the first book.
Yeah, they both love each other, and all right, and they both are being pursued by the guilds. Okay, now what I've just told you, listeners or people viewing, is just the start of it. Like the whole book is about them sneaking into a banned city of Marandur, and the whole thing is my problem with this book is that the sneaking in was a bit weak.
It was too easy.
Yes, convenient blizzard, sneak in and talk to the and go to the guild. The battle. The best part about was this book was this city itself, the barbarians, the interactions, and I'm not gonna spoil it. So over here, I saw a lot of character development. What you missed in the first book came in over here.
Yeah,
But
it did.
along with that came that romance, mushy YA, love angle, cakes, teas, pink folks, I suppose. Heart shaped somethings. I don't like that. With the character development, they were developing so well, but the love angle was just the love angle is at times is yucky.
I think that comes from actually the characters. The humor is totally unintentional. Whoever came across teenagers anywhere the world around who are not going to insult each other properly.
Yeah, yeah.
There is no sarcasm.
No,
There
there
is
is sarcasm. There is sarcasm.
no, not the teenage kind of thing.
Mom, sarcasm has to come around later, right?
they're not even cheesy. They are also noble. I mean, I don't
This
like
book,
it.
according to me, is you know, this book, this particular book, is liked universally. The people love it, and according to me, this could be the weakest book of the series. Yes, this has to be. I didn't see much of action over here.
There's just travel, travel, travel.
You breathing into the mic.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
there's just travel, travel, travel. Even, I mean, there are two powerful guilds that control the entire planet, and they can't take out two teenagers. Oh, come on, man. I, I mean, these guys. It is so.
but
It's
in this,
fairy tale. Okay, I agree. It's fairy tale.
I remember this is a young adult novel. Okay. Okay. So and commons, they start interacting with commons. I like the fact that we're getting to know the normal people in this book.
Yes.
How many? What would you rate this at?
3 yet again.
Bingo. Me too. This book was, yeah, it was like that. Coming to the Assassins of Altis. Altis? 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 Okay. Now, they have to escape from this city, Marandur.
From Marandur, they have to
Yeah. And
get.
I didn't pick this book on time because of the last book. Because I was like, okay, since the entry into Marandur was so easy, yeah, I would rather not, pick this book up. But when I did, their escape from Marandur was amazing. It was brilliant. Okay.
No easy breaks.
Yeah.
No
The
easy
Empire
breaks.
was searching from them. The guilds are after them. Both the guilds. All three entities, the prominent entities in the whole world.
They've even got the Empire against them now.
Yeah. And they have to go through the capital city of Palandur. Because all roads lead to Palandur. That's so bloody convenient again. But this was awesome. This was awesome.
The first few chapters of the book were very gripping.
And then the mechanics and the mages are uniting to kill them. From
They're not uniting. They're
Well,
working together.
working together to kill them. And it keeps us gripped. But you know what? I damn it didn't feel scared.
Exactly, fairy tale effect.
I know. I know. I didn't feel scared. The dark mechanics, the mechanic guild, the mage guild. Oh, man, I was. That should have been one of the. I'm coming. Jack Campbell did Dauntless. I felt scared there.
That was an adult series. This is too politically correct, young adult kind of a thing. I mean, all right, get on with it, kiss her and get it over with. That doesn't happen. And everybody's either unidimensional, you have the evils and you have the goods.
Okay, and so in this book, we meet Ali, Mechanic Ali. The last book we met Kalu.
Kelu.
Kelu. Oh, right. Okay, and it's Ali's rocket launcher which helps kill that.
Dragon.
Yeah. Okay, so yes, we're killing dragons. Okay, so in this book, we start to get other characters. She starts to make a core team. And the last quarter of the book is a action sequence, which is Jack Campbell's strong suit. Okay? And where, remember where he shoots fire from water.
Yes.
So I love that. I love the start of the book. I thought there were elements of it which were slightly weak. And the last quarter of the book was a great action sequence. So
True. True.
this book was a major success for me. After the first book, I liked this book,
Yes, I did also.
right? What would you rate this at?
3.5.
Ooh, I would give it 4. I come on. All right, I would give it 4. I loved it. Yeah. But you know what? Elaine's precognition is a pain in the next few books because he keeps worrying about it. In this book, it's a fucking blessing. And you know,
I don't like the fact that he has precognition. I don't like the fact that he has all these powers.
which makes the world a little too simple, huh?
It makes things too easy.
But he is the best amongst all mages.
Agreed. Agreed. But that's the thing, you know. I mean, I once read a mythological book, and I was like, "Pah, how convenient! Yeah, you put gods up here, and they are like, you know, they'll wave a hand, and everything sorts itself out. It's more like that."
I think it's a little more complicated than that. Let's talk about Pirates of Pacta Servanda.
Yeah.
Let me start with this, okay? Why? Pirates are in season. I didn't like the
The author has worked as a naval officer. How can he not mention seas and pirates?
Port of Jules Sea, and pirates, obviously. Let's be pirates now. Okay, so as the last book left off, now then they're in water. Okay, they're fighting mages on water. That sequence, again, as you said, he's a naval officer. That sequence was brilliant. Using those powers in particular naval sequences where you're dodging rapids and rocks and getting out of bays and straight narrows and fighting was brilliant.
I liked it. I liked the fact that Elaine kind of set ships on fire.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, she tells him to fire out the dynamite, and he sends fire flames into dynamite.
First of all, stop talking about the book. Spoilers. Okay. Secondly, not in this book. Or in this book?
Yes?
This is the one where he takes out a mast because of Mage Asha.
Yes.
All right. So this book is that, and Asha taunts the other mage. Okay. I'm not going to go further into it, but that whole sequence was brilliant. Was brilliant.
Agreed.
What I don't like is suddenly Master Mechanic Marie has PTSD from this book. This book onwards. Oh, now
No, it was too much like the author said, I have to put some syndrome into it.
no. Even in his Lost Lead series, those people battling on battleship have PTSD, but they have such a convenient cure. Just a shot, and you're okay. Ready to continue, sir. So, at least it wasn't convenient in this, and it hounded us for the rest of the series. Okay? They rescue a ship full of mechanics to build up her army, which was Nice.
Very convenient.
Yeah, and the pirates just. She's the daughter of Jules. Yeah, now we're on her side. No allegiances, nothing, no particular uh, bad guys holding them back saying, nah, man, that's my power.
I
I'm not
know.
giving away to
I
some
know.
19-year-old girl.
That is exactly what I say. It's too much fairy tale, the series.
But then the Bev angle, mechanic Bev,
Yes.
that uh, she grows, the crew around her grows, but there is not much happening in this book. It's
Apart from that one battle, yes.
that one battle, their crew grows, their
It's a foundation kind of a
yeah,
thing now.
it's
A
a
launch
more
pad.
into a diplomacy, and you know what?
How can diplomacy be so clean? I mean,
I know.
too noble.
Yeah, but I guess for kids, I don't know. For me, this book was a great build-up.
It's a build up.
Yeah, and we are getting introduced into Tay in
Yes.
this book, the Queen of Tay.
Yes. That is the only character that I like.
No, I love Bev too. I would rather that Bev be more in this book rather than Ali. And
Yes.
although people love Ali, Mechanic Ali and Kelu, they love Ali. What would you rate this book as?
I'll go four with this book.
Me too. Me too.
It's a very reluctant four, but I'll go four with this book.
The problem is, after reading the whole series, this book,
Kind of pales in comparison.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
it does.
but not as much as the second one. People don't like this book compared to the second one. I like this book more than the second one.
Yes.
All right. Next, The Servants of the Storm. Okay, this is book number 5 in the series. They have reached the anarchic lands and are fighting warlords and giving each other compliments. You can't see my expressions, people, but I am fidgeting here. I'm going like, what the hell? I give this victory to you, Queen of Tay. I give this victory to you, daughter of Jules. What the hell? I know it's a YA novel, but come on, grow up.
Exactly.
Okay, so those battles, and where does her PTSD go when she's fighting these battles?
She probably took a shot.
Okay. Then, in the Servants of the Storm, they decide to go back to Marandur.
Yeah, to retrieve the rest of the books.
Yeah, the knowledge, the hidden knowledge. This whole war is happening because of books. Okay. I can't. So, and they decide to go. In this book, suddenly what you are knocking as like, oh, come on, becomes very entertaining because Jack Campbell twists it and takes it to the army's infrastructure, mages and mechanics working together, helping them travel great distances very quickly.
All in the spirit of cooperation.
Yes, and I like that part.
But again, you are building up an army. When you are realistically building up any organization, there have to be power struggles, there has to be betrayal, there has to be doublespeak, there has to be a whole lot of things.
Yeah, hey, how can you have double speak around Elaine? He can tell.
He can see lies.
Yes. How can you have that? So Marie's crew is completely honest. And Marie's crew's honest, so it trickles down. And plus, they have mages around.
Yeah, so you can't have double speak.
While everybody else is doing it, they are and it becomes so glaringly obvious, and Marie goes, oh, come on. But she's in a escalated position because she's got all these mages who are calling her elder by this book.
Yes,
You know,
they've
so
kind of taken her into the mage guild of their own.
okay, now the infiltration was pretty damn good. The infiltration into Marandur this time, because again we were going back to that goddamn dead city, and I was almost going to tear off my hair, going like, this is gonna be boring. But the infiltration was quite,
I liked the submarine.
yeah,
I liked the
half
submarine.
summary. Okay, and giving out spoilers again. So, but I can understand. The infiltration was pretty good. The escape
Was awesome.
was right at the edge of your seat. It was that awesome. I again.
I had my headphones on, and I was dry. No, sorry, I had it in my car playing, and that is the time they were escaping Marandur. I came and I parked my car, and I did not come in.
I can understand.
I did not unplug my device. I had to sit,
Keep the AC running.
listen, finish it, and then come inside.
And just when you think everything is done in the book, like okay, things are calming down, then there is a Queen of Tay and her brother,
Yeah, that power struggle.
and that power struggle and that fight sequence, which was like, whoa! Suddenly everything epicked out and gave me goosebumps. That, for me, this book is the best in the whole series.
I will agree with you on that.
So how would you rate this at?
4.5.
Ooh.
I enjoyed it. Like I said, I read so much that if a book made me reluctant to unplug it and come inside the house, it deserves.
I know. I don't know what to give it. I have 5 or 4, 5 or 4.
4.5.
I would rather go for 5. This book is worth it.
The build-up was good. It did not slag in the middle.
Yeah.
And it ended up on a run.
Plus, this book is where enough dark to be real. I like that.
Yes.
I like that. And Captain Banda, the submarine driver, was amazing. Was the best character in this book was Captain Banda.
I'm sure that Campbell based him on somebody real.
Yeah, I suppose so. He knows enough people. Okay, final book, The Wrath of the Great Guilds. Let's start with father-daughter issues in this book. Oh man, that was again so clunky.
He didn't father-daughter issues. It was not. It was control issues, and I mean, you have a girl like this.
Who's the daughter of Jules, and you're dictating terms to her.
No. You have a daughter like this. Where did the genetics go? I mean, how can you have a father who is so limited in his perception, and you have a daughter with a very wide worldview? How can that happen?
Must be the mother. Could be the mother.
The mother had a lot of common sense.
Yeah. Okay, it starts with the father-daughter issues. Now, quickly devolves into two people against the whole might of the empire. Okay, the whole book is an action sequence.
Yes.
Even though all these points Okay, well, except for the father-daughter issue, the rest of the points, are the strong suit of Jack Campbell. The whole book, or better half of the book, is a major action sequence. Did you like it? I,
No, I didn't.
I was engaged. I didn't. It didn't awe me
Yes.
compared to the previous book.
I kept waiting for the awesomeness to come.
I know. I know. I felt the same thing.
It didn't come.
The fight at the fight at Gates was pretty good. I mean, the way you imagine it in your head, the detailing of the fighting was excellent. But it didn't awe you.
It is good for one read. It's entertaining enough. But
But
But sadly enough, sadly, we expect more from Campbell.
yeah, and and the whole thing, the previously what I've said, the precognition of Elaine, which was a pain, okay, and he knew she was going to get hurt, badly hurt this time. We knew that was going to happen. Okay, so when it happened, there was no surprise to it. But he quickly recovered it, and how she gets saved.
Yeah, that was okay, but then he's a mage. I expected him to do something like that.
Okay, fine. We expected him to save her, or maybe I was like, maybe he lets her die. Maybe no, he saves her. Okay, uh, so when that happens, then there are when he saves her, it's so Twilight. It's so bloody Twilight that I went like, come on.
I know, fairy tale.
There are moments in that
Then
book.
you have that prime minister who comes from the empire.
That guy I like. Don't say anything about that guy. The former mage.
The former mage. No, I will say something about
The
that.
Emperor's Empire. There were not many amazing characters in this book, except for the Emperor's advisor. But too little of him. I have this written in my notes. I like that guy.
Again, he's being so nice, and I have never come across diplomacy which is so straightforward.
No,
I
come
I keep waiting for a twist. I keep waiting for a twist.
Yeah.
When it doesn't happen, then I get disappointed.
And they threw the might of empire at them, and they failed. Okay, so this guy's come. Where they sent a half mage out there to do,
Damage control.
yeah, okay, and the way he talks. He's trying to get angles, but with Elaine around, you can't get angles. Who just catches hold of him? And, you've been trained as a mage. So I like that part. I really did like that part.
I am disappointed with Campbell's diplomacy thing. He's a soldier. He's a soldier, and he's too straightforward. And he has to take off his soldier hat and put on his, politically savvy hat if he's going to do anything which is dealing with empires, and if it's going to deal with politics, he has to put on a diplomat hat.
Contact with Earth, or Earth, as they put it. Contact with Earth. That was the best part of this book. That was the
The librarians, from then, that
from
is
Assassins of Altis. We were
yes,
coming to this.
Assassins of Altis to this. We were coming to this, and I was really looking forward to it.
Yeah, the contact with Earth was pretty nice, and it was a great build up for the next series he's going to do in Pillars of Reality. Next arc he's going to do. But how would you rate this book?
3.5.
Ooh, I was gonna give it 4 or 5. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what to give it, 4 or 5.
For me, it was 3.5 and 4.
It was, the thing is, I couldn't stop listening to this book. Had it on pre-order. I couldn't stop listening to this book. But was it like The Servants of the Storm? No.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, so maybe 4. Yeah, I'll give it 4. What about you? You said 3.5.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right.
3 and 3/4, okay.
No quarters, half. I can do quarters. So, altogether, the whole series, what would you rate it at?
4.
4.
Actually, 3.5.
3.5 for the whole series.
No, it has moments of brilliance, and the moments of brilliance are very shiny, shiny brilliance. So 4.
Shiny, shiny brilliance. So 4. I would rate it at 4 too. This, I love
I love
the mechanics of fighting. I love
this planet Demeter thing. I like the conflict he has built up in the two guilds. I like the storylines.
I even like the transition from straight up steampunk fantasy from the first 2 books to the 3rd book, which brings a sci-fi element to it. And by the 6th book, we are
into sci-fi.
yeah the not the flashback, the again precognition of Elaine, which shows him that in the future they will be standing somewhere in space, these guys with looking over a huge planet. That I want that. I would pick that up. So I like that.
Yes.
All right. So I would give it 4, and I'm hoping John J. Henry gets time to be Jack Campbell and write some more of these Pillars of Reality books.
They're very interesting.
Yeah, they are very interesting. Okay. What are we going to review next? How far are you on that Brandon Sanderson book?
I cannot leave it. Again, I mean, it has swallowed my life complete and whole. So I cannot leave it. So I think I'll be finishing by tomorrow.
Words of Radiance?
Yes.
Words of Radiance. So, all right, I have already read it. Okay, so whenever you finish it, let's do a whole podcast on Words of Radiance.
Let's do it.
All right, folks, that's all from us. See you next time. Please go on to my Amazon link and buy something, some book. It helps us buy more books and review them for you. Go to Ritu Lalit's site, which is ritulalit.blog.com, and which should be on your screen right now. She is going behind the scenes on this my brother's whole marriage thing, and he's not very happy with it. And
Annoying my children is one of the small pleasures I like to.
thank God I don't sit around with you. See you next time, people. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.